What's up, everybody? Kafka here, and we are getting some big changes to Path of Exile 2. The patch was supposed to go live last night. They had some issues. They said they're going to work on it today, so it'll probably be out by tonight, but it is 0.2.0 G. And the whole idea of this patch is to fix loot, item changes, and Path of Exile 2. And I think this is something that is drastically needed. Last season, we were able to get a bunch of quantity, and that helped us get better loot. Well, this season, they nerf quantity, they nerf rarity, and it is just very difficult to get currency and to get better loot, especially now with all the crafting systems that we have. You definitely want to get better loot, right? That's important, right? So we need loot to drop so we can actually craft on those items. And some say it's gambling, but it is crafting. There is some ways you can actually craft specific things. I have some good items that I've crafted, and maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later, but I want to talk about what is changing come this patch. It is very good. So item rarity, the big change on item rarity is we are going to get much better drops from harder content. And I think that is key. So when you're doing tier 15s, tier 16s, tier 17s, you are going to get much better loot. The part that I really like on the patch notes is that tier 2 rares will drop more often. I feel like I am not seeing tier 2, and then 3 to 5 will drop 35% more often. So we're going to see more 3 to 5 tiers, more tier 2s, and usually those tiers 3 to 5 have a couple decent prefix or suffixes on them that you could actually build upon. So it will be nice to see that. It's 5 times more often we will see tier 2 drops, which is a drastic change. So we're going to test all that. We're going to test everything that's happening in this patch, and I'll be releasing videos around all the changes and try to find out what the best thing to farm is. So if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, because I will bring you that content and we will find out the best way to farm on this league. So a couple things I noticed on this too around item rarity. So item rarity is basically getting buffed. They are nerfing some of the items of how much item rarity you get on it, because they're making rarity on items stronger. So I don't know if it's going to lower the items that we already have. So I would hold on to any rarity items you have. Right now, my guy, I have this right here. It says 39% rarity on my helm. That's pretty good rarity for a helm. 20, 31 on a ring. That's pretty good. But hold on to those items, because if they nerf them, they probably won't change the existing items that are already in the game. And rarity is going to be stronger, because they even talked about how they're going to nerf rarity on maps. So I would be buying all these maps right here when you can. I leveled up a character, and every level I would buy the maps, because you get tier 14 maps, and then I reforged them to 15s. So I have a ton of maps now, because at level, say you beat the campaign, I beat it at 59. At 60, you get a fresh set of 10 14s. At 62, and you could just keep buying those every level. And the best way to juice those maps is use an omen of Sinstral Alchemy. So basically what you'll do is you'll get this omen, and they're very cheap right now because omens are dropping a lot more. So you could buy that and you put an orb of alchemy on it. And then now I got item rarity on this. I got, 67 magic monsters, 22% rare monsters. So that is the best way to actually juice your maps. I think that I'm going to go through today before the patch hits and try to get as many item rarity on maps as possible, because they said they are nerfing the percentage of item rarity because they're making it stronger, but it should still be worth a ton more. They're saying like 3 to 5 times worth more. So rarity is going to be buffed. So I would try to keep those items. They're also doing some things with bosses. So they're making sure that bosses don't drop trash anymore, like white items. It's going to be at least a rare item dropped by every boss, which is good, because now there's no more tier 2 and 3 to 5. So if you're doing 15, 16s, 17s, especially if you're buffing your bosses with the Atlas. Right now I have 8 out of 10, so they're all higher level. So you get +1 to map boss. So now these maps are really difficult and everything's a lot stronger, but the loot is a lot better. You get level 84 items now. So it's really important you finish this. They're also going to make it easier to complete your whole atlas in terms of the 40 points here. I'm still at 38 out of 40 here, but eventually I will obviously get that as well. But they're making it pretty easy to get your atlas points. I think you're getting 5 points per corrupted Nexus you killed now. Before it was 2. So that's going to make it a lot easier as well. So they are buffing the Wisp. They're making sure they always drop a rare item, which we'll see how that feels. I'm not sure. I will test it. I'll talk about it. We'll see. So magic chests are actually going to get buffed as well. So rare chests have also drastically increased rarity and quantity and guarantee at least a rare item. So that's kind of cool. So chests are getting better. Strong boxes have been increased for the new balance of rare chests. So strong boxes are actually getting buffed as well. Trial of Secamus got buffed, so the bronze, the gold, and the silver chest have better quality items in there. I'm still waiting for the day you could run 82 or an 84 Secamus, so you get guaranteed higher level item level gear. I think that would be important. They also did some stuff with the Trial of Chaos. So the further you progress in the Trial of Chaos, sometimes the items won't be corrupted, which is good. So you could actually use some of those items and they're going to be better rewards from doing the Trial of Chaos, because I don't think anyone's doing the Trial of Chaos for loot right now. So they are buffing Expedition, and Expedition has been one of the ways to farm money. So the only thing I didn't see out of all of them is actually Breach and Rituals. They're really not buffing and changing too much, but they are buffing Expedition as well. So you see exotic coinage by 50%, double the amount of artifacts dropped. So they're buffing this lot. It is going to be pretty profitable to run Expedition after this. It didn't say anything about the Simulacrum getting nerfed. So the Delirium, the rewards have gone up as well. So if you go deeper into the fog, you're going to get better rewards. They fixed that before. I've never seen, unless I was in Simulacrum, I've never seen high-end distilled isolation drop, which hopefully they will drop now. They also increased the amount of item rarity per depth of the Delirium encounters to increase about 2.5 times than it was before. So that's good, but it still doesn't say that it's easier. So this is a couple things they did change. I forgot to mention breach splinters have been increased by 50%. So you're actually going to get double the breach splinters. There's been breaches that I've gotten 135. So we'll see what that is. So the audience of the king is increased by 50%. So that's the only ritual buff that we'll see. And the splinters of delirium splinters have also been 80%. So no nerfs here. So no nerfs to any of the actual encounters with Expedition. I feel like Expedition, sometimes you just get one shot out of nowhere. I have 5,300 life, and once in a while, I'll just get one shot out of nowhere with this. So that's kind of goofy. And then also same thing with Simulacrum. Just get one shot once in a while doing a Simulacrum. So we'll see how that feels after the patch. I'm sure that's going to be the same. So what I'm doing now is just collecting great areas to farm. So this is a good area right here. So I got this tower and this tower. So all these maps in the middle will be juiced up for when the change happens. We also got some other areas where we have some good things going on that I've already farmed. So I am going to test Expedition. I'm going to test Ritual. I'm going to test strong boxes, chest, and hopefully share as much content with you guys as possible. I think they are doing some good things, moving in the right direction with loot. Loot is obviously why we play the game, right? We want to find good stuff and we want to get the best gear possible. And just right now, it just seems very difficult. Like all these good maps right here I have as well. See, because I had and this tower. So those are the kind of things that you want to get ready for when things like this come out, like this upgrade. So hopefully we'll get some good loot. I'll go to my character selection screen real quick. I also made this tactician, and what this tactician does, it basically buffs an ally in the group. I don't do damage with this guy, but what I do is I basically will take all of the kills that is in my presence and it counts by killed by me instead. So what I do is I stack rarity on this guy and I play with someone else, and we will have a high item rarity character. So I'm going to test this too. I'm hoping that we have some really good loot from having this build. You can see my, we'll see where it is. What is it? So I could make 256%, 152%, 189%. So you're just basically buffing the damage, the resist, the life, everything of your teammate. And then you also make them faster as well. So I got plus 34 speed on that, which I'm still working on. This guy's he's a work in progress, but it is the banner buff build. And literally you're just here to buff someone else in the group. So I'll be testing this as well and seeing if that works out pretty good. I think I have over 200 rarity right now on this guy, which is pretty good for, let's see, 205%, which isn't bad. This should be pretty good for doing the runs with someone else in a group and hopefully getting some really good loot. But this is the buffs up top. So you got attack damage, you get increased accuracy, you get more stun and element resist, and then the other one is like movement speed and some other stuff. So it's pretty cool. Movement speed, you know, elemental damage, everything. Also, they get the buff of my weapon, which is absolutely insane too, which I don't have a good weapon, but there's this node right here that you could wield a two-handed axe. And then also what the ascendancy says is it allows me, allies in your presence gain attack damage equal to 25% of your main hand's weapon. So now they get the attack damage of my weapon as well. So all good things happening, a lot of good stuff to test. So I'm excited about this patch when it comes out tonight. So make sure go on and click that subscribe button to follow Kafka, because we are going to be checking out this update. I've been enjoying it still, even though I'm not getting any loot. I've been enjoying it and having a good time, but you know, hopefully after the changes, the loots will finally start pouring in, and we shall see. But thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.